I'm the Plant Gals, and today I have a couple chores that I want to run that are kind of planty animal related. So I thought it would be fun to kind of do that together. I have to make a little bit of a change slash upgrade to Macho Man. So Macho Man currently lives in aspen bedding, which I personally think is fine for Kenyan sandboas. There's a lot of discourse on it because everybody is making the shift towards bioactive and more like soil-based substrates. But a lot of people have success keeping Kenyan sandboas in aspen. I've had success. I think it's great at holding their tunnels. It's not been a huge issue. However, when I was feeding Macho Man this week, he actually got a wood chip stuck in his little mouth, and it kind of poked him in the mouth, and he couldn't get him out himself because obviously he doesn't have any like hands or anything. So I had to use a pair of tweezers to pull the piece of aspen out of his mouth, and I don't know if that's just a Macho Man thing or whatever, but I don't want to have to deal with that ever again. It was very scary, and I was very worried that he was going to get badly injured, and it was not very easy to do. So I want to upgrade him to just like a more soil-based substrate. And the other thing, which I won't tell you what's going to go in it until I have 100 subscribers, but the other thing is that I have a new reptile that'll actually be hatching out of the egg in the next couple weeks and should be coming to me around August or September. And I'm working on their enclosure, and their enclosure is a 3x3x2 Exoterra, which I got on Facebook Marketplace and actually came to me with a stand. And the stand is really nice, but it's a little old and it needs a little bit of love. So I'm also doing some research, and I'm gonna go to Home Depot and paint furniture and paint this stand. I've never painted furniture before in my life. However, I'm of the opinion that I can pretty much do anything if I watch a few YouTube videos on it first. So I've watched a few YouTube videos. My dad has already sanded it a little bit. We wanted to sand it down a bit better, but we found out that it's not as much wood as it looks like wood. It's more of like kind of like a composite type thing. So we're just gonna kind of give it a light sanding and paint it. So I'm gonna try and pick out some paints. Those are the two things that I'm gonna be doing today. Well, I also have to get some groceries because my boyfriend and I are going for brunch tomorrow, and we're gonna make some French toast and hash browns. So I also have to do that, but that'll be my last stop. So let's see if we can get some goodies for today. Of course, I wasn't making it to the big box store without looking through the plant section at least. Honestly, they had a few goodies. I don't really buy from big box stores because I do not like pests in my collection. I literally have nightmares about it. But you know what? This collection that they had here was actually pretty good. I was really impressed with their little cacti collection. They had some beautiful ones. I don't know my cactus, but I know the shapes that people like, and the shapes of those were pretty good. They also had some African violets. These really silvery ones always kind of do it for me, and I do also like the powder puff ones. And this one, they even had some Monstera standaleyana, and they were gorgeous. They were the albos. My paint supplies that I picked out the color Crocodile Dreams, obviously, and the lady behind the counter was hiding a little Thai con that she'd found in the big box shipment earlier, which I thought was so funny. Sleepy Noggo under the duvet is popping in to remind you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah! This is Macho Man. This isn't a massive tank. He's still really hard to find in here. This tank gives him lots of space to explore and roam around. He's not even like this full length. So yeah, he's honestly chilling. It's very rainy and stormy out and weird, so you may be able to hear some of that, and if you see anything gross or weird in the background, please just ignore that. Yeah, this is what we're gonna be working with today. It is raining like crazy out, and I'm soaking wet because I had to run from my car with my stuff, but I really want to get this done. This is the lock on Macho Man's cage. Macho Man has a lock because he's naughty, and he's my only, well, other than Michael, but Michael's not really an escapee. Macho Man's my only creature that has really ever escaped. So obviously, to take everything out of his enclosure, well, I say obviously, but it kind of depends on how you want to do it. We need to take all of the substrate out. I'll show you what I have in here. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of upgrade it. So he does have a little hide. He doesn't use it because obviously he spends all his time under the substrate, but he likes lots of things to climb on. A lot of people say that Kenyan sandboas won't climb or won't use things like that, but he does. This is a water bowl. It's really shallow, so it dries out really fast because it's warm in here. It's dry right now, but I would have filled it up tonight. But yeah, that's his water bowl. He's a pretty little snake, so I keep it pretty shallow. water bowl in there. I don't see him drinking out of it very often, but sometimes he has a little cork round. He really likes to play in the cork round, or play, just root around, I don't know, do snake things. Now, like, I am gonna have to find him and take him out. This is his big decorative piece. Like I said, he just roams around in that. It's really cute. So what my plan is I am going to take out his human hide and see if when I find him, he'll just go into his human hide, because he loves spending time in his human hide. I'm actually gonna put the substrate from Macho Man's enclosure into this garbage bag that is also the base that you kind of saw at the beginning. So it's acting as like my space, so I try to get as little stuff on the floor as possible. And also my garbage bag. So yeah, I've never had any issues keeping him on this aspen substrate until now. But there's a couple reasons I'm making the switch. The thing that I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, the main reason that I decided to make like the big switch was because he got like that little piece stuck in his mouth, and that was honestly just really scary, and I really love Macho Man, and I've had a couple scares with him lately because he got out, so now he has the lock, and then yeah, that happened with his mouth while he was eating. So I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but like there's a really big storm over me. Hopefully no tornadoes. I have a whole video edited where I got a tornado warning in Edmonton and prepped my pets for it. I don't know if I'll ever upload it, but it does exist, and it's fully edited and everything. Oh, okay, I see him. So this is our first sighting of him. I am going to attempt to retrieve him so I can finish cleaning out his house and put him into his little hide. Here's the man of the hour, Macho Man. Let's get some footage of him before he goes in his little house. Here he is. Sorry if my hands are shaky. He's actually gripping onto me pretty good today. He's not usually the best at that. As you can see, he is a very tiny little snake. He'll go into his... He usually does, yeah. He's gonna find a little spot to root into. Now, the one thing I was saying that I kind of started saying and then stopped saying was that part of the reason... Oh, hi, Macho Man! Part of the reason I decided to upgrade Macho Man, outside of the fact that he got that little piece of aspen in his mouth. Oh, JK. Actually, I spend so much time in his humid hide that I think he might appreciate some more humidity. And I can't really get the aspen to a higher humidity because it'll mold. So I'm gonna choose a different substrate. But yeah, he loves this little humid hide. He definitely feels very safe in it and is a very kind, friendly, sweet little creature. And as you can see, this is him burrowing in. I'm gonna set it over here. And this is what they do. Like, if you put them on carpet, they try to do this. They really, really try to burrow as much as they can. So in his enclosure right now, I don't know if you can see, but he actually has a lot of little tunnels. I probably should have taken videos at the beginning before I kind of roughed it up, but like you can see a little hole here. So that's where he would have had a tunnel. This is able to actually hold the structure of his tunnels really well. And so the reason I didn't want to change is because I didn't know if another substrate would hold the structure of his tunnels as well. So I'm really hoping it does. We will have to see. Macho Man is secured. We can do this a lot faster. Obviously, I'll also give this like a good wipe down. They really don't poop very much, so even the aspen doesn't need to be cleaned out as often. Macho Man is so little that even the smaller isopods would probably be quite distracting to him if I put them in. So I think that I'm probably not gonna put isopods in here, even though it's like soil and technically I probably could and they'd be fine in that as a substrate. I just don't know if it's a good idea. There's so many different ways to keep each animal, and I always say that, and I think experimenting is good, but it also can cause stress to your animal. So I'm not sure how Macho Man what he'll think of this substrate. The only time I've kept him in something different is, yeah, he picked up the wrong stuff and it was just a little bit chunkier than this. And that was really annoying because Macho Man just really didn't like it, and it didn't hold his tunnels very well. So letting them have really deep substrate is honestly the #1 care thing, in my opinion, for them. And I'm just wiping off some of the poops that are at the bottom here, because I do find that he poops at the very bottom of the tank. Now this also is a top opening enclosure, which, you know, most people always say to get front opening. I've never had an issue with it in terms of like him not being friendly because of it. I don't even have to get all of this stuff, the aspen, out, because it'll just mix in with the soil. But yeah, it's clean. This is the clean tank. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really have to be. So I just got some Zoom Ed Reptisoil. I'm just gonna dump the whole bag in. I really hope it's enough so that he can still burrow around all happy. Oh yeah, I think it'll be a good amount. And I do know that it'll be kind of a big adjustment for him, so I'm hoping it's okay. Yeah, the depth is pretty similar to what I had him in before, I think. Yeah, actually, it's almost identical. Honestly, probably because the aspen bedding bag that I get is probably the same like number of quarts or whatever to this. So this is it. I'm not going to wet it right now at all. But yeah, this is his substrate. Seems really nice. I think it'll hold little tunnels for him, hopefully. If not, I'll just need to make it a little bit more. Okay, so now really all I need to do is put his stuff back in. Stuff has still got little pieces of aspen on it, but I don't really care. I sometimes reorganize how I set this up, but because of his big piece of wood, it's kind of difficult. So we're gonna take Macho Man out now. Oh my god. Hey, bud. He's so silly. We're gonna take him out so we can put his human hide back in. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm going to try and handle Macho Man and decorate at the same time. Hey, bud, there's lots to see. It's a big world. Okay. It's also a good time. I always like health check my animals, and by that, I just give them a once over, make sure nothing looks different about them than how they usually look, because that's very important to make sure all our little animal friends are happy and healthy. I hear a lot of people be like, oh, dirt is so much like dirtier and messier than aspen, but in my opinion, it's not at all. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because of me, but dirt, I'm used to it because obviously plants, but yeah. Such a big change to his substrate. I don't really want to change the layout right now. So for now, oh, let's move him. For now, I just want to see how he does with the new substrate. I don't really want to reorganize his layout. So his layout's the same, but the substrate's different. So that hopefully minimizes stress. It looks like he's actually very interested in exploring right now and hasn't thought about digging yet. Oh, he might be a bit thirsty. Hold on. This is basically just some B-roll I got of him checking out his new enclosure and going in. He seemed to root around a little bit, and then he finally dug underneath, and I haven't seen him since. I've seen a couple tunnels form, so I know that he's still roaming around under there, checking it all out. I really hope he enjoys it. I think that Macho Man was a success. I've checked on him, and it looks like he's able to form little tunnels. I'm very anxious, and I hope that it goes well because I really love him. But I think it's gonna be okay. It just might take him a few days to adjust. Before I finish the video, yeah, I guess the big box store did have Tycons. I just didn't see them. They were hiding them. Like whoever was running the paint stand had like hidden one. I wanted to take a picture, but I didn't want them to think that I was like creeping in on their like stash or whatever. But I will show what I picked up, and then it'll be fun to do an update once I've actually finished painting. So I got a sponge for like a sanding sponge. I decided to get this one because it said gator on it, and 120 seemed like a good number. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I got this brush because it seemed like it was the nicest for the cheapest. It's Value Plus. Value Plus? Value Plus. Anyway, and then this was like the cheapest set I could get of like these foamy roller things. And then I got these two paints. So I've never bought paint before, and this was a little bit embarrassing, so I'm like, hello, sir, I would like 1 can of, what is it? Crocodile Dreams, please? And he's like, yeah, well, what do you like? What type? I was like, you know. Anyway, I talked to him, and he recommended me Valspar's signature semi-gloss interior paint and primer with scuff shield technology. It has the Green Guard Gold Award, stands up to anything, excellent stain resistance, rich and fade resistant color, ultra white, and it may be used as packaged or tinted. Yeah, it's called Crocodile Dreams. It's a quart, non-refundable, latex semi-gloss. Check it. There's like a little spot on top. I guess that's what color it is. We'll see how it turns out. It shows up really differently on camera. It's actually a lot lighter than it shows up on camera. And then he gave me the same, this is primer. Why did I get it? Because he told me to get it. But mostly the reason was because he said this one's 40% off. And I said, yeah, that one. Whatever one's 40% off, yeah, that one. So this, and then, yeah, this, and this. So that's what I got. And we'll see how it turns out. That'll be in my next little updatey video. I've actually really enjoyed filming these little updates. This is my second one. The first one I did was kind of successful for my channel, a little bit of a pop-off moment, so I'm really happy about that. I don't really have much different to show you in my garden right now, other than it's in a different place. So yeah, my garden kind of looks the same, but I do have my first bud on one of my dahlias, so I don't think in this one I'll show my garden, but in my next just kind of life updating vlog type thing, I will do that. Overall, the move's gone great. You can see I have my cabinets in. They look a little bit different because I lost the little corner pieces to put the shelves into my red stuff, but IKEA is going to send me replacements for free. So I'm just waiting on those so I can put the shelf in, finalize these cabinets. Then once that's done, my house plant and garden tour will come out. And then I also, once my reptile room is finalized, that video will come out. So I'll have a plant and garden tour video, a reptile room video, and then I will have a video where probably a few videos where I make the big 3x3x2 enclosure that I'm making that's going to be fully bioactive. My goal is no fake plants. We'll see if that happens. I do have some plants. Actually, sure, I'll give you a little sneak peek because I have one here. One of the plants that's going to go in is this apisia. Here's the thing, what's going in it can be destructive. I'm hoping that I picked some smart plants so that it should be okay. They don't call me the plant gals for no reason. So hopefully what I picked works, but we'll see. And then I'm also, there's a reptile expo in Medicine Hat this weekend. I unfortunately couldn't make it work, but I will be going to the Calgary Reptile Expo later this summer. So honestly, there's gonna be a lot of good videos coming out. Thanks for being patient. This one took a little bit longer to come out than other ones because I've been moving, but it's here. You got some Macho Man content. And yeah, honestly, everybody's moving in great, so I'm really happy. And overall, there's some kind of exciting thing coming together that I will be showing off soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of random video. I don't want to say that I regret not getting the Monstera Standaleyana because I don't really like buying big box plants, and I certainly don't need more plants right now, and I'm moving, so there's a lot of things that I would much rather spend my money on. But like $30 for a 6-inch pot's pretty good, and it probably had bugs because it came from Rona, but I don't know. So, and honestly, like if you pre-pest treat, and honestly, even if you just rinse them when they get home, that can make a big difference. But I have so much going on that I couldn't even think about risking bugs right now from like any plant store. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!